Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor, 2023. That's me. Here's stevedores, beautiful logs, bay, you name it, big jam. Oh, they're both green. Anyway, 210 searunner 2023. These give you a lot of room. You got the top, the sides, backdrop. You can put 6 people dry, and you got all this deck room for a 21 footer. Bear West Tower, or Hewes Craft, I guess. And this got a 90-gallon fuel tank on it. It's about 23 feet from the front to the back of the offshore. You can actually count that because it's part of the boat. Chine guides. There's your chine. Guides rubbed on that. Teflon, gear oil. Brown good, white bad, 5 lugs. They're ST20575 R14s. What I did notice, and this comes from the factory, not a big deal. But right here, you're missing your marker lights on both sides. It's like they forgot to install them at the Easy Loader. So I put that in my nose. I checked the brake fluid, which was under here, 2-inch ball with a peep-through hole, round 7. Anchor guard, that when you pull the anchor, it protects your paint. That's the bow drain there. That's a fish box drain. Anchor derrick, dual wipers. And this has got the front winds cover where you can unsnap and walk through instead of zip instead of unsnapping. Window stop, same thing here. You can zip this and pull that back to there and have wing windows. And man, is appalling bad. Anyway, like I say, it's got a 90-gallon tank. You're like a 15 by 22 by 35, I believe, if I remember right. I could be wrong. On the Degree V, it's about 2,300 pounds. Welded downrigger pads, rocket launchers, grab handles, both side net holder, ladder. They've been putting them on this side for some reason. And see, this just extends through the back right here, so that you can physically count that if it's part of the bottom of the hole. You got a T99 remote, 11 by 7. You got the larger prop with the see-through back there. See how you can see my fingers? That means when you're backing up, the back pressure releases through there, and it's got the larger prop, and it's got the 25 Yamaha gear case, so you could take a 20-horse 2-stroke and this will outdo it, or do like taking out all of the whole shot. Top speed about the same, believe it or not. Got the zinc bars, them are good. You can replace those. You got 2 screens, so if you got 2, you typically got a live well in the back, and you got a wash down. You got 11 by I think that's a 15. That could be a 14, maybe 14 by 15, but I'm going to say it's a 15 by 15. Oil drain here, it's a 150 inline. These are bulletproof motors, saltwater protected, internal zincs, every cylinder on the block, zinc there, zinc everywhere. Same thing on the kicker motor. P-tube right there, your freshwater flush. Now, if the motor's warm, you should be able to tell touching this, or hook up a hose to this. This is a stop. Undo that. I had a guy ask the other day. Now, hook the hose, turn on the water, do not start the motor. You can, like this right here, mooring, that's why they made this, so you can tilt the motor out of the water. But if this is warm, you got about 40 minutes after you've ran it. So maybe just before you get back, maybe run this kicker motor, get it hot too if you've used it. That way, but this will keep warm for about 40-45. Once it cools down, you're defeating your purpose. You might as well just get the ear muffs, throw them on there, turn the water on, then start the motor up. When you get done, turn the motor off, then turn the water off. Now you can split it, so you don't have the water pressure. You can put one there and one on that freshwater flush over there. You have a Y coming off, have a hose there and a hose going up to this. And if this water comes out warm, lukewarm, it's working. But if it comes out cold, don't use that freshwater flush. It ain't gonna do you any good. Tie bar C-Star, these you don't want to over tighten, just hand tight. So if you ever get water in, 10 to 1, I'd check those first, and then check your drain plug. I had to file that down a little bit when they had too much aluminum around that plug, so I got it where a plug will fit. Garmin, good man. You gotta love Garmin. They do it all, even from their bottom of the line unit. They're nice up to the top. On this chine, they did do a little reverse, help that keep it a little bit more stable and help keep the water down and spray out. You got 2x6 with slick bunks. You got VHF antenna, anchor derrick, gear valve oil, brown, good. And what's nice here too, I'll put this here, don't need that. See, you can actually step on that fender and just get up this way too. Gas fills over there, I put 30 gallons in it. There's your live well. This don't take all the way out. That just gives you more pressure the more you open it. You can take it out, but be very careful putting it back in. I've said that a lot of times. It's fine thread, so if it doesn't go in easy, back it out and do it again. This is baffle, so when water in here, it's got holes, it slows it down so the water doesn't come up over the top. Got rod holders, the straps. Live well, you can turn this one on, but you got to turn the one up front that says live well to activate it. So if that one's off and you come back here and there's no light on that, you 10 to 1, you don't have that switch up front turned on. Fish box, wash down, light came on. Drains, that's really nice because the water will get in the trough, it'll get off the main deck, go in here and go into the bilge. These are lockable. There's your pickup pump. That's for your fish box, and see right there, you can turn that so you can either drain this inside of the boat and then out, like say you had this full and you didn't want to use your pump, but it ain't that big of a fish box anyway. You could just take your drain plug, jack your boat up like this and drain it out the back. But if you have a bunch of scales, then you can use it because it goes through a macerator. And then you go like this, tighten this back up, loosen this. You got that can sit 2 people easy, so 6 people up front. There's your dual battery, there's your battery switch, there's your 10 micron. You got 2 auto bilge pumps way in the back. And I'll see if they turned on the seacog valves. Nope, they did way in the back, so you have to go through those inspection caps. You got to turn them valves on or you're not going to get any water up here. So what they make those valves for is, say all of a sudden your wash down went that means you got a leak. So now you don't know where the leak's coming from, so you can just shut the valves off and it'll keep water from coming in. And there's your primer bulbs. I'm going to have to primer that up. That's to get all these right here is your gas fill hose, your sending unit. Your gas fill hoses are probably up there in vent lines. And these bars here are normally for sleeper seats. And I know they're here. There's your backdrop that's in there. And I don't know if they put them in a back. Yeah, there they are. There's your bars that goes from there to there. And then you take the backs off and you make a bed out of this. Arms up and back. And you can adjust them by this. Your tensioners, your sliders, your swivel. You got a fuse and stereo. Turn on the gas. Always check your gas. So I'm up at a rake, so it's got more gas than what this says. Checking the water when it's perfectly flat. Trim works. Man, that pollen is bad. You can see it all over the place. Look at that. Okay, see this live well switch? If that was on, now I go back there and hit that and that would turn on. Doesn't have courtesy lights, nav lights. It does have, that works. VHF radio, GPS, I'll set all that stuff up for you. It's not hooked up to NEMA 2000 because I don't think that radio is compatible, but you could run this into that and you can control it from here, but why? Save the money. Wiper. Horn. So that works. Tack. And then I'm going to see if you got to have it on the hours. Hold this 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's hard to tell unless this is running. Nope, so I can't tell you until it runs. And make sure that's up. Make sure this trims down. Yep. And then up under here, the compartment. And this is what I'm telling you. You can unzip this instead of unsnapping this here. And then you can open the window. And when you get done, you just have to go like that. And same thing here, you unzip this. Unzip this, you can pull this back. See how it's got this snap right here? That snaps back to there. So you don't have to unsnap this. So they thought of a lot of neat stuff. Grab handles, right there. Got the back strut bar. Got free bow top. She's a winner, chicken dinner. All right, I'll see you on the water. Boat Doctor out.